Hello guys, today's topic is relation between Einstein coefficients. For easy understanding purpose, the entire derivation part we are dividing into three cases. Let us see the case 1, absorption of radiation. Look at this diagram. E1 is the lower energy state, E2 is the higher energy state. Number of atoms in the lower energy state is N1, number of atoms in the higher energy state is N2. Initially, atoms are present in the lower energy state only. Whenever radiation, photon, is incident on the atomic system, by absorbing this photon, atom is shifted from, by absorbing this radiation, atom is shifting from lower energy state to higher energy state. So, this process is known as absorption of radiation. Whenever the radiation is incident on the atomic system, by absorbing this radiation, atoms are excited from lower energy state to higher energy state. This total process is known as absorption of radiation. And we have to remember that whenever energy is greater, look at this relation, E2 minus E1 is equal to h nu, or greater than or equal to h nu. If you give sufficient amount of energy, then only atoms will shift from lower energy state to higher energy state. That condition we should remember. Now, transition probability from level 1 to level 2. So, transition is nothing but shifting of atoms from level 1 to level 2. Level 1 to level 2. So, this shifting probability. So, shifting probability that is indicated with the P from level 1 to level 2. So, that's why P12 is depends on number of atoms N1 in the lower energy state and supplied energy density U of nu. Here N1 is number of atoms in the lower energy state, U of nu is density of the photon, that means total number of photons which are supplied to the atomic system. So that's why if we supply energy, then only atoms will shifted to the higher energy state. That's why shifting probability from level 1 to level 2, it depends on supplied photon density, that is U of nu, and number of atoms N1. If more number of atoms are there in the ground level, more amount of atoms shifted to the higher energy state. If less number of atoms are there in the lower energy state, less number of atoms will shifted to the higher energy state. That's why the shifting probability is depends on number of atoms N1 and supplied energy density U of nu. So that's why shifting probability from level 1 to level 2 is depends on is indicating with the proportionality, depends on number of atoms N1 and U of nu. Now, to remove this proportionality, here we are using one proportionality constant, that is P12 is equal to B12 N1 U of nu, as it is. Here we have used one proportionality constant, that is B12. So, B12 is known as Einstein coefficient of absorption of radiation. So, we have to highlight this point because we are going to derive the relation between the Einstein coefficients. First, what is meant by Einstein coefficient? We have to derive, no? Later, relation between that Einstein coefficient we will discuss. We have case 1. Within this case 1, we have derived, that is B12, that is Einstein coefficient. B12 is the Einstein coefficient of, in which case? In absorption of radiation case. That's why this B12 is known as Einstein coefficient of absorption of radiation. Now, let's see the case 2. Case 2 is spontaneous emission of radiation. So, in this case, look at the diagram. Here also same lower energy state, higher energy state. Now, after absorbing this photon, now atom is shifted from lower energy state to higher energy state. That's why now atom is present in the higher energy state. Now let's see the spontaneous emission case. What will happen? After absorption of radiation, now atom is present in the higher energy state. That's why how long it will present in the higher energy state? That means up to lifetime. Lifetime is 10 power minus 8 seconds. Up to 10 power minus 8 seconds only atoms are present in the higher energy state, because higher energy states are unstable states. Ground states are stable states. That's why always atoms are try to come back to the ground state for the sake of stability. That's why after lifetime, that means after 10 power minus 8 seconds, automatically atom will fall down from higher energy state to lower energy state by emitting photon. Because already it is absorbed one photon, right? By absorbing the photon only it present here. It shifted here. Now while it is coming back to the ground state, it releases that photon into the atmosphere and it come to the ground state. Okay, now here emission of photon is taking place, right? That's why this emission is known as this emission of radiation is known as spontaneous emission of radiation, because we are not doing anything. Automatically after lifetime, atom itself fall down to the ground state and it releasing the photon. That's why spontaneously occurring, naturally occurring. That's why this process is known as spontaneous emission of radiation. So in this process, this entire process we have to represent in the form of equation. No? So now let's see. Transition probability or shifting probability from level 2 to level 1. So that is depends on number of atoms N2. Okay, in case of spontaneous emission, we are not supplying any energy here. That's why it doesn't depends on energy. It depends on only number of atoms N2. Okay, if more number of atoms are there, more atoms will shift to the ground state. If less number of atoms are there, less number of atoms will shift to the ground state. That's why in case of spontaneous emission, only the shifting probability from level 2 to level 1 is depends on only number of atoms N2. It doesn't depends on photon, because we are not giving any photon here. We are not supplying any photon. That's why it doesn't depends on U of nu. It depends on only number of atoms in the higher energy state. That's why shifting probability P2 to 1 is depends on number of atoms N2. Here also, to remove the proportionality, here we are using one proportionality constant, that is A to 1. Okay. Now A to 1 is, it is also Einstein coefficient, but in which case? In spontaneous emission of radiation case. That's why what will happen? This constant is known as Einstein coefficient of spontaneous emission of radiation. This coefficient also we have highlighted by putting in the box. Okay. Now case 2 completed. Now case 3, stimulated emission of radiation. So in this case what we are doing? Let's see. Atomic system, atom is by absorbing the photon, atom is present in the higher energy state. If we wait up to lifetime, atom automatically it will fall down spontaneously. But here before lifetime only, in case of stimulated emission, what we are doing? Before lifetime, that means before 10 power minus 8 seconds. Before lifetime only, here we are supplying extra photon. Okay. Now already atom is present in the higher energy state, that is in unstable state. Now if you give extra photon, what will happen? Atom become highly unstable and it will quickly fall down to the ground state by emitting 2 photons, because in case of absorption of radiation already it is having 1 photon. Now we are supplying extra photon h nu. That's why 2 photons are there with the atom. That's why 2 photons simultaneously releasing into the surrounding and atom will fall down to the ground state. That's why double amount of radiation is released in case of stimulated emission. Okay, that's why this is emission of radiation, right? Photons are released. That's why this is emission of radiation, but this is stimulated emission of radiation because before lifetime only we are creating this situation. That means induced, created emission. This is artificial emission. Okay, this is natural emission. Spontaneous emission is naturally occurring emission. But here artificially we are before lifetime we are supplying extra photon so that atom become highly unstable. Quickly this emission is taking place. Double amount of radiation is releasing. That's why intensity, output intensity is large in case of stimulated emission of radiation. This is induced emission of radiation. Okay, created radiation. Now that's why stimulated emission of radiation, in case of spontaneous emission, naturally occurring emission, here intensity is very low. That's why this radiation is not useful for the preparation of the laser rays. But stimulated emission, intensity, if one atom is falling down, 2 photons are released, double amount of intensity is released. That's why high intensity, to produce the high intensity light, that is laser light, we are using stimulated emission of radiation process. Okay, now this process also let us see how we are going to represent in the form of equation. Okay, now shifting probability, that is transition probability from level 2 to level 1 is depends on number of atoms. Obviously number of atoms in the higher energy state N2, that's why that atoms will fall down. So that's why shifting probability from level 2 to 1, here also in case of stimulated emission also atoms are falling from level 2 to level 1. That's why P21 is proportional to number of atoms N2. And here we are giving energy, we are supplying energy, right? That's why stimulated emission is also depends on supplied energy density u of nu. That's why u of nu we have included in this equation. Now look at here. Here to remove the proportionality, here also we are using one proportionality constant, that is b21 n2 as it is, u of nu as it is. So b21, b is the coefficient from level 2 to level 1, that's why b21 n2 u of nu, equation number 3. Here b21 is Einstein coefficient of stimulated emission of radiation case. That's why this coefficient is known as Einstein coefficient of stimulated emission of radiation. We have highlighted this equation or this coefficient also. Now three cases, right? Absorption of radiation, spontaneous absorption of radiation. Case 2, stimulated emission, spontaneous emission of radiation. Case 3, stimulated emission of radiation. So in three cases, three Einstein coefficients we have derived. Okay. Now some people are asking doubt, madam, only why b12? Here you have used from level 1 to shifting probability from level 1 to level 2, right? Level 1 to 2, that's why level 1 to 2 b12. Here a to 1, from level 2 to 1 shifting probability, that's why 2 1 we have used. Okay. Here atoms are shifting from 2 to 1, second level to first level, that's why b21, this is b21. In case 1, this is b12. Why we have used so many coefficients are there, no, so many constants are there in the maths? Why we are using only a b multiple times? Okay. Reason is this Einstein derived this equation, while he is deriving he has used these coefficients, that's why same coefficients we are using here. Okay. We are not manipulating anything. Now look at here. Now how many cases? Three cases completed. Now if you observe, case 1 is shifting probability from level 1 to level 2, but case 2, case 3, if you observe, this is also level 2 to 1, p21. Here also stimulated emission also level p2 p2 to 1, that's why p2 to 1, equation 2, equation 3. For variation purpose, to represent the variation, here Sp is spontaneous emission, St is stimulated emission. Now total downward transition, that means upward transition is only 1, p12 is only 1, but downward transition is spontaneous, p21 is there and p21 stimulated is there. That's why total downward transition, that means from level 2 to level 1, total downward transition we should represent. So that is, look at here, from equation 2 3, if you add equation 2 3, total downward transition we can calculate, that is p21 is equal p21 spontaneously shifting probability and stimulated shifting probability. If you add these two equations, total downward transition, that is p21 we will get, that we are indicating with the equation number 4. Okay. Now at equilibrium, total upward transition and downward transition. Upward transition is p1 to 2, downward transition is p2 to 1. At equilibrium, both number of atoms upward and number of atoms downward, both are equal. That's why p to 1 upward transition is equal p2 to 1 downward transition. That's why this is there in equation 1, this is there in equation 4. That's why we are equating on both equation 1 and equation 4. So if you equate, this is the equation 1 and this is equation 4. Now u of nu term is there here and here. Take u of nu terms to one side. Okay. Now take u of nu common, because in both these terms u of nu is the common, so take outside. Now u of nu keep one side, send this total entire term to the other side. So what will happen? So u of nu is equal to, this is the next. Divide this equation in numerator and denominator with this term. Okay. b21 n2. Okay. This total entire equation, numerator and denominator, we are dividing this with this term. So what will happen? After division, look at here, n2 get cancelled, right? Here also b21 n2, here also b21 n2, both are cancelled. Now what will happen? Let's see. Now after cancelling the similar terms, now that equation become u of nu is, this is the equation, Now let's see. According to Boltzmann scientist, number of atoms in first level divided by number of atoms in second level is equal to exponential E2 minus E1 by K2. That means relation between the number of atoms and energy is explained by the Boltzmann scientist. That's why according to Boltzmann, the equation directly we are considering here, that is N1 by N2 exponential. We know that already E2 minus E1 is equal to h nu, right? That's why in the place of E2 minus E1 we are substituting h nu. Now N1 by N2 value we are substituting here in this equation. That's why this equation become as it is, we are writing U of nu is equal to A21 by B21 as it is, B12 by B21 as it is. In the place of N1 by N2 we are substituting exponential h nu by kt. Okay, so that's why exponential h nu by kt minus 1 as it is minus 1. Okay, this equation 5. Now let's see. According to Planck scientist, already energy density equation, according to Einstein's, after so much derivation part, this is the energy density equation. But already Planck's explained about the energy density equation. Already he given, that is Planck's equation, energy density equation, U is equal to 8 by h nu cube by c cube into 1 by exponential h nu by kt minus 1. This is equation number 1. According to derivation part, according to already existing energy density equation. Now these two equation LHS are same, right? Let us compare the RHS also. Okay, by comparing equation 5 and equation 6 we are going to get some relations. That is, this is derivation part. From the our derivation part, energy density equation, from all according to Planck already existed energy density equation. Now both equations we are comparing, equation 5 and equation 6. So after comparing these two equations we will get, that means if you look at here, if you compare only numerator here A21 by B21 is there in the numerator, but here in the numerator 8 by h nu cube by c cube. That's why numerator, by comparing the numerators we are getting one relation, that is A21 by B21 is equal to 8 by h nu cube by c cube. Okay, now 8 constant, pi constant, h is Planck's constant, c is speed of the light, c cube also constant. That's why all these constant, no? That's why now same relation we can write like this, A21 by B21. So this we can consider as a proportionality constant, that is proportionality, nu cube is the frequency, cube of the frequency. That's why this is Einstein coefficient of spontaneous emission of radiation. This is Einstein coefficient of stimulated emission of radiation. Okay, so the ratio between the Einstein coefficient is directly proportional to the cube of the frequency. This is one relation between the Einstein coefficients. Next, another relation is, that means by comparing the numerators we gain one relation, right? Now let us comparing the denominators. If you compare the denominator here, exponential h nu by kt minus 1 is common here. Here also exponential h nu by kt minus 1 is common. Here in denominator, here for the exponential nothing is there. That means multiplicity is 1. Here exponential multiplicity is b12 by b21. That's why by comparing the denominators, look at here. Here exponential, multiplicity of exponential function is b12 by b21. But here multiplicity of exponential nothing is there, that means 1. That's why by comparing the denominators we are getting, so b12 by b21 is equal to 1. That implies, take this b21 this side. So what will happen? b12 is equal to b21. This is one relation. So this is nothing but Einstein coefficient of absorption of radiation, Einstein coefficient of stimulated emission of radiation. Both are equal. This is one kind of relation. That's why equation 7, equation 8, both are representing the relation between Einstein coefficients. So now our topic is relation between Einstein coefficients, right? That's why Einstein coefficient, first case 1, case 2, case 3 we have discussed to derive the Einstein coefficients. Next derivation part, after case 3 we have continued the derivation part to get the relation between them. That's why equation 7 is one relation, equation 8 is the another relation. That's why both equation 7 and 8 represent the relation between the Einstein coefficient. Now topic is over.